What's up, y'all? We're back, and I apologize for not having been around yesterday. We'll just say I've been making some arrangements of sorts, and it may or may not affect what I do here, but I'm pretty confident that won't be an issue. But anyway, we just are going to jump right into things. Of course, we're going to talk a little bit about Stephanie McCourt, which is really, really interesting. She actually made her WWE debut already in Mexico during their tour of Mexico recently, and it's funny, she defeated Ela Dawn, I want to say twice during said tour, and of course, this is just really wild because this wound up really causing a lot of heat with not only CMLL but apparently Rev Pro and New Japan Pro Wrestling, who actually stripped her of all of her titles. She actually dropped the New Japan Strong title to Mercedes Moné back at Forbidden Door, so I guess maybe that should have been the sign of things to come. I don't know that anybody had expected this so quickly, and all the same, though, it seems this was pretty much writing on the wall a lot more than what we thought. Turns out she's a really huge fan of WWE, and they struck while the iron was hot. They actually got in there and managed to land the deal. But one thing I will say about this is that the combination of her and Julia coming in is going to be honestly a very, very potent combination. I don't expect either of them to be on NXT very long. If anything, I could see Julia from the standpoint that she's actually going to wind up holding the NXT Women's title, probably up until maybe Stand and Deliver. I would expect Stephanie McCourt to probably be main roster bound by the end of the year, much like a Trick Williams, as I've said before. But nonetheless, I gotta say, this is going to prove to be an amazing get. I do want to say on the flip side of that, however, is that AEW did actually come through with a hell of a counter with the ending of last week's Dynamite. And, you know, just having Mariah May turn on Toni Storm after winning the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, that was brilliantly done. I mean, we need more of this. In fact, I've already went out on a limb and put a post out there that that Lady Frost is going to be the one that may make us forget about this decision that was made. Now, I'm putting myself on a limb out there, I know, but, I mean, I don't mind that. I put myself out on a limb when it came to my man Swerve Strickland. Look at him now. That's all I'm going to say on that. But moving on, we're going to go ahead and move right along to another topic of similar interest of sorts, but it's more in terms of actual partners, not so much just partners of AEW, but WWE, specifically Pro Wrestling Noah, and by that, I refer to the appearance of AJ Styles. Now, I don't know all the details of that, but I just want to talk about this specifically for the fact that this is nothing short of amazing, and it doesn't stop there in all actuality. Io Sky actually had a match on the Marigold card that was featured by the main event of soon to be debuting on NXT Julia, and of course former NXT star and Sarray, which Sarray was victorious. But I gotta say, you know, this is actually really, really amazing, and it was talked about because AJ Styles in particular, with a lot of other wrestlers, and I would like to think to some degree you could actually say the same thing about Cody Rhodes as well, because on his excursion away from WWE, a lot of that was with New Japan Pro Wrestling. It wasn't just Ring of Honor or anything else that he was doing on the indies, it was also New Japan. That said, of course, you see AJ Styles, he came out to the old New Japan garb with the mask and everything, taking it back to the Bullet Club days, which is just phenomenal, no pun intended or anything like that. But I'm loving this, especially because it wasn't just Io, it wasn't just Julia, it wasn't just AJ. You actually had Josh Briggs and Tavion Heights, NXT superstars that actually had matches, or I believe are going to have matches there, I'm not sure on that. But I mean, let's think about that. You got two developmental stars going over to Japan, actually doing their thing over there. Hell, we've got Mercedes Moné who's talked about her love for her time in Japan and just what it's meant for her. I mean, there's got to be something to it. I mean, more specifically, the fact that the actual notion is just having developmental stars go abroad, take on different styles and environments, and have them come back, which has actually been the case a lot with New Japan, Pro Wrestling Noah, All Japan, all of the promotions, not only in Japan, but I would imagine worldwide as well. I'm pretty sure AAA, CMLL, a lot of them have done a lot of the same things when it comes to that, because, you know, definitely want to build for the future, and what better way to do that than get them all the experience that you can. It's just another way of coming through with the G League for wrestling. But with that in mind, one man that isn't going to be going to any G League, and I'm going to preface all of this. A lot of what I'm talking about actually is stemming from yesterday's Wrestle Talk news video, which was done by Ollie Davis, and this particular point is really, really interesting, because when I heard this, I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm not going to try this one. But, of course, Luke Owen, Ollie Davis, and I forgot who the third person, I want to say it was Chopper Pete, but I could be mistaken on that. Either way, feel free to correct me on that, it doesn't really matter, but Luke talked about who he'd have, and of course this is them booking Money in the Bank way too far in advance. 2025, by the way. And literally it seems all you gotta do is say his name and he appears. I just, man, I gotta say, if this happens, this is far and away the most insane idea that might actually come to fruition. Joe Hendry's contract with TNA is said to expire sometime within the next year or so, as I understand it. I don't know the specific details. If anyone has that, feel free to hit me in the comments or on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, let me know. Let me know either way. But with that in mind, I gotta say, like, just putting the thought of this together is just wild. I mean, he's already being looked at as a potential contender for the NXT Championship as it is, after having gotten a win over Shawn Spears and NXT champion Ethan Page last week, teaming with Trick Williams, who honestly could have been expected to go in it alone, but I mean, I guess all the signs were there. We were going to get Joe Hendry no matter what. Now, is everything that has happened since Joe Hendry's debut appearance back at that Battle Royal for a #1 contender spot in the match for the main event of Battleground, like, did that start something? I really need y'all's help with this. What am I missing here? Now, I ask this because I understand the fad now. I understand, you know, just the trend and everything with this. It's really, really cool. This whole thing with the song is an incredible way to get over. You don't see a whole lot of things like this. I have been watching a Korean reality series recently that I may or may not talk about more here on the channel, where simply put, we'll just say it's a dance group, and they have a song made where they're actually referenced in song. You don't get that a lot. You really don't get that a lot at all, especially when you're trying to make it big in whatever profession that you're making it in. But this dude actually made his own song, and it's just a hit. And that moment where he where he debuted in NXT for that Battle Royal, that shit went viral, of course. Not that I need to remind any of y'all of that. But, man, honestly, I'm at a loss right now because the things that are happening with this man are incredible. And if for whatever reason they should decide to pull the trigger and put the money on the bank on him, especially in 2025, this dude is a walking lottery ticket, a walking winning lottery ticket. I'm here to tell y'all that right now. But I'm going to leave it at that. Y'all know what it is. Like, share, subscribe. Do y'all see this happening at all? I'm not going to lie, I kind of do. But let me know what y'all think. Y'all know what it is. Like, share, subscribe. Share, tell y'all friends about it. Y'all know what it is. I'm AJ, and I'll be back with more.